Confession, first person. For a long time, I believed I was one of those lucky women people rarely talk about. I was the mother of two boys and had a husband I always described as the perfect man. He was attentive, supportive, and always by my side. He helped with the children, encouraged me in everything I did, and stood next to me during difficult moments. He surprised me with flowers, with small gifts, with words that made me feel loved even on the days when I didn't feel beautiful myself. When other women talked about problems with their husbands, arguments, disrespect, or betrayal, I often had nothing to add. In my mind, my life was different. I always said the same thing. My husband is not like that. I was just lucky. And I truly believed it. I was proud of my family and proud of the man standing next to me. Until one day, someone quietly told me that they had heard my husband in a group of men bragging about having mistresses. I rejected the idea immediately. It sounded absurd to me. My husband wasn't that kind of man. I chose to ignore those words and move on with my life. But sometimes, even when you refuse to believe something, doubt stays somewhere deep inside. Small things began to bother me. If he was late, I thought about those words. If he didn't answer his phone right away, a strange uneasiness appeared in my chest. I never confronted him. I had no proof. It was just a feeling. One day, by pure coincidence, I saw him on the street standing next to a car with a woman. The gesture was simple. He gently ran his hand through her hair, but for me it felt like a punch to the heart. I didn't react. I didn't make a scene. I just left. When I got home, I sat for hours trying to understand what I should do. I didn't want to destroy my family without knowing the truth. So I began paying closer attention to everything around me. Sometimes I followed him. Sometimes I secretly took photos when I saw him with that woman. Meanwhile, I also started therapy because I felt like I might lose my mind if I didn't talk to someone. But even therapy couldn't make me ignore what I was discovering. Then life brought me another unexpected news. I found out I was pregnant, our third child. At that moment, I felt two things at the same time: fear and an immediate love for that baby. I already knew our marriage was falling apart, but I also knew I wanted to keep the child. One day I decided to tell him everything. In my bag, I had the photos proving his betrayal and the ultrasound of our baby. When I told him that I knew about the other woman and showed him the pictures, he was speechless. But the moment everything exploded was when he saw the ultrasound in my bag. That's when the real argument started. Not because he felt guilty for hurting me, but because he said he wasn't ready for a third child. He told me he didn't have the strength for another baby, and that things were already complicated. That was the moment he finally admitted the truth. He told me he had someone else, someone he felt good with, and that a third child would ruin that relationship too. In that moment, my world collapsed. I just wanted to leave the house. I couldn't stay there anymore. But he was furious. He grabbed a large glass vase and tried to throw it against the wall. I don't know if he meant to hurt me. All I know is that the vase shattered close to me. I was standing near the stairs. I got scared, slipped, and hit myself badly. After that, everything went dark. I woke up in the hospital, and there I heard the most painful news of my life. I had lost the baby. The child I wanted to keep was gone. But the most painful part wasn't only the loss. The most painful part was that he wasn't there. Not beside me, not waiting for me. In that moment, I finally understood something I had refused to see for years. My life had never been as perfect as I believed. I had been living inside a beautiful image, but it was false. I had been deceived, misled. I defended a man who in reality was living a completely different life. Even today it's hard for me to talk about this. But I share my story because I want people to understand something important. Sometimes what looks perfect from the outside is not real. Some people can live an entire life built on lies. And the truth only reveals itself in the moment when you need someone the most. And finally see who is truly standing beside you.